Hello, my name is Kevin Crawley, and to begin my speech today, I actually just wanted you to close your eyes. Okay, I hope they're closed right now, and right now I'm gonna be putting a picture in your brain, and I just want you to put yourself in this person's shoes as I describe the feelings that they're going through. Your heart is racing. Your hands, they become shaky. And all you know is that you just want one more. You just want to do it one more time. You don't want your parents to find out. You don't want your friends to find out, but you know they will. And they'll find out that you are addicted. You are an addict. Okay, you can open your eyes now. And honestly, I just want you to think to yourself, what would this person be going through? What are the feelings that they would feeling, and how would they feel? That an addict that is so tied down to something that they can't get away, that they are literally bound with chains to something. This happens in so many aspects, for alcohol, drugs, cigarette, there's so many, tobacco. And today I'm going to be talking about one of those kinds of drugs, but it's one that we don't always hear about, and that is pornography. Pornography being the explicit viewing of images, of seeing partially to fully naked people doing sexual things. This is something that stimulates our body. This is something that like an addiction can give us that boost of rush. But today I'm going to be talking about why it's so harmful and why we should avoid it like the drug. Because for me, I've seen so many people in my life be negatively affected. And so that's why this is something I'm so passionate about. And today I'm going to be going over the pornography is what is it doing to our society, why it's happening, and what we should do to fix it. The viewing of pornography is literally rotting our brains and it's ruining our lives. I was listening to this podcast when I was researching for this, and there was a researcher named Shanker Van Tom, and from his research for over 2,000 couples, they found that Americans who began viewing pornography were roughly twice as likely to be divorced. This is because there's a disconnection of trust. There's a disconnection between relationships when we're relying on images, when we're relying on superficial things to give us that happiness. Our real life relationships just can't match. That they aren't the same. And as we think they are, it's just not realistic. And so we can see this pattern of divorce, which is sad. And it's just so prevalent. And on an online browser protector company, their name is Reboot, on their website, they did research that over 35% of all downloads on the internet are related to pornography. 35%. I just thought that was crazy. And I'm going to put a graphic on the screen, so you should be able to see this right now. And this is just a quick visual aid for you to really see that people don't even recognize this as something that's harmful. It's so easy to think that it's not hurting anybody but yourself, but we can see it is very prevalent, and it can really affect not just you, but the people around you. So why aren't people stopping if it's so bad? And that is because it's such an addiction. It is a literal chemical makeup in your brain. And as I was researching this, I was able to find there's a company named Canopy. They're a parent safety software company, and as they did their research on our human brains and on people's brains when it comes to pornography, it says, in contrast, pornography impacts the brain much like an addictive drug by triggering the ever-increasing amounts of dopamine. So every time we view it, yes, we are getting those rushes. We're doing this. And so that's why we don't think it's bad. It's because we get those good feelings. But what I really thought that was interesting was this next quote. It says, over time, the brain builds up a tolerance to the excess dopamine and requires ever more access and ever more extreme content. And so it's a snowball effect. As we view it once, we're going to continue to want to do it again, just like if it was, let's say somebody was addicted to cigarettes, if they're addicted to alcohol, it just keeps going. So what can you do about it? What can you do to not just stay away, but to maybe get away from pornography? And really what it's going to come down to, and what I wanted to really get my point across, is just doing everything that you can to avoid it. And to get away from it. I could list a huge long list for each of you guys today of all the different steps that you could do, but we know what to do. We stay away. We put that safety things on our computers. We stay accountable to others. You know, there's so many different routes, but what's going to come down to is one, just your self-motivation. And we won't be perfect, but when we do everything in our power to stay away, then that's doing everything that we can, and that's all we can ask for. And as we get rid of viewing these explicit materials, our relationships can be built on trust and reality, and that we can focus on our physical relationships with people and our love for one another, not just somebody on a screen. And that's why, as I was researching it, the most common thing I saw was just have a plan. So right now, plan what you're gonna do to either stay away, keep going strong, or to get away. Talk to somebody, make a plan. And that's really what I wanted to get across. And because today I talked about why pornography is ruining our minds and relationships, and I talked about that it's not entirely our fault, that bodies were made to be intimate with somebody, but you need to decide to make the change, and you need to decide to make it happen. Pornography should be avoided like it's a drug, because it is. Okay, on my last quote for you guys today, because I thought this was so crazy, that an up-and-coming new company designed to promote this new drug, and that's actually their title, their name. I found that out very shortly after I made this, as I was researching it. It says the new drug, as this company says, that there are about 2.4 million people on the top 3 porn sites every minute. So I ask you to make a change today, to stay away and to get away of the new drug. Thank you.